1. Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode 3 of Learning the Horizon. I've got Scar here with me, and today we are making the Maker's End special. So, we ended with the ambush last time, and we were going to make our way in to Maker's End and just, figure out how not to fall off a building. So let's figure that part out, shall we? Hey, Scar, say hi to the people. So we'll be
all
doing.
Right. Where we ended last time is over here.
Over to the
ambush, as we
Pharaoh
said.
Tower.
We had
and,
our mount
Scar,
roughly parked over
feel
here.
Free to take us away.
And we had a cutscene that we started over here with Errant, and we end here. And what we did then is roll to our mount, get on it, and fast travel to this campfire. And that is where the Maker's End split starts, basically. Where our journey begins for today. And as you can already see by the quest marker, first it's a long ride.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Yeah. We fast travel here. Important here as well, if your mount is weird. And, for example, it is going down here, for example. It can be, like right after the fast travel. Just reset from save. Immediately. Reset from save and you are set back here. And usually you are facing that way. And usually you have broadhead, maybe that's why I have a strider for some reason. So yeah, we make our way down and then across the river. Across the river you can already see there is a dangerous machine. There is a sawtooth and there are usually two machines over there. And they can be either a sawtooth or a ravager, and they can mix and match however many they are. Like if it's two ravagers or two sawtooths or 1 and 1.
I always thought it was just sawtooth. I didn't know that they'd be ravagers over here. Right on.
Nope. This is the RNG point in All Allies. We want a sawtooth here because it's just on the way, but
right on.
Yeah. Did sync it for you already? Okay, Dorian did sync it for us.
Yes. Yeah, just making sure.
Just here over there, make sure to hopefully not get knocked off by the machines. If you do get knocked off, kill your mount, call a new one, and just keep going. No need to really look back at your old mount and try to get on with it, because the machines might be just all over it and would knock you off again and again. And maybe it gets a weird status effect or whatever. But yeah, get over there and we want to go into the ravine you see to the left over here. Just be careful with the machines, and if you get knocked off, it's a bit of time loss, but not the end of the world.
Yeah, you can just keep rolling through.
Yeah. Ravagers are preferred for this run because they can potentially shoot at you, which we don't care about. And sawtees usually charge at you. So
yeah, they're more of a tackling type of machine, aren't they?
They don't even have a gun.
Yeah, exactly. So they're really doing the physical damage, and that's always going to take you off the mount.
Yeah, right now I actually only have one sawtooth. I believe I've never realized it if there was only one machine, but he was nice to me and let me through without being seen. Now we want to get into this ravine, as I said. There's a path here at the bottom, which you can just barely see, so try to keep on it. And then we want to go until we get a campfire. These scavengers usually don't bother you. Sometimes they do, but usually they don't.
There's a campfire?
There is a campfire that we use for all allies, but we want a different one.
Oh, you want the one up here?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So right at the top you now see on the compass thingy, there's like a campfire that's still grayed out, and once that turns green, once we get the notification campfire discovered, we want to turn right and go over these dunes. So now it turns green and we turn right. We turn right and want to roughly aim at this crossing. over here there is a lot of tramplers in this area.
All the tramplers, yes.
Yeah, they can screw you up or force you a bit more to the right or a bit more to the left. Just avoid getting knocked off and get to this crossing as fast as possible, basically. So there's all the tramplers.
Usually just kind of keep a little left through here, right? Like that's kind of the where you get the line from, but this is where like they could either move in front of you or like, you know, it's RNG on where they're going to be at when you get here. They're not always off to the right like this.
So, yeah, right now it was nice there to the right, but I often had one that was like right on this small hill over here or like just there. So they can't be in the way.
I've seen them like lined up in front of elk or other people as well, like where they're literally just like all over the place in front of where you're trying to go. So
yeah, so this is crossing I mentioned. Try to get here basically and try to avoid getting knocked off is the only thing really to take care of here, because getting knocked off, then you might have to call in your mount or get back on it, and you might get knocked off again if you get back on it. It's just a hassle, just keep going.
Right on.
And try to avoid getting knocked off. Then we want to follow the path basically till around here where it makes a right turn. So just do your best to follow it and don't get knocked off and take good lines. Over here with these scavengers, there's a small river and a rock. This is a bit weird. Sticking to the right here usually doesn't make your mount jump over this rock as well. But I had it when I went a bit more to the other side, a bit more left when you're coming through, but like now it's right. When I came over here, my mount was jumping and I got slowed down. So this is a bit weird of a section. Get a feel for it where your mount doesn't jump and try to aim for that all the time, which is for me closer to this side.
That's kind of it. It jumps when you go along the pathway.
There, yes. It's a weird thing. It's a mount.
Yeah, there's several.
Don't
I mean, I've hit
it.
tons of spots like that in ZD before, right? Like,
yeah. So yeah, here we get silence dialogue. So we just follow the pathway still. Then over here next to the behemoth there is a rock, and if we look closely our path goes through this rock over here. We just go around because going through there your mount might jump, your mount might not turn correctly and run into the rock. So we just go around it at the top. So just like
just
this, and then turn in to get back onto the path. Then
a little bit easier,
yeah, exactly. On any percent, here's a vendor where you usually buy some rich wood, but we're on NG+, we don't need that. And over here is where we split off.
Oh sure, now we had a little bit left, right?
Yeah, we had a little bit left. I take this crater basically as my point of reference and go right of it and next to these sand hills.
Yeah.
And this little cabin thingy, whatever this is. Just like between here and then to the right again.
Okay.
So I turn in here. Also there's your first Eclipse Guard. If you take him as your point of turning, basically. You can take that as well. Then we turn right again, right off this frozen Deathbringer, and over this little bridge. At the end here, we want to jump down. Your mount can actually jump down here, as you might see.
Yeah, it works pretty quick
my mount
too.
just went down there, so just right off the edge, basically. Then turn left, and this rubble is our point of entry. We jump up this, if my mount isn't in the way. Okay, usually my mount stays at the bottom, but it didn't want to.
Right.
And now there's a few different ways of entry. I will take you through my way of getting into the arena quickly. But there's also, if you look at the Aussie link I put in chat earlier, or that's probably in the description, And at some of his runs you can, I believe it was that rubble from which you can jump up and into the arena, but I'm not 100% sure, so I can't show you this, but there's different ways. Though this is the way I've seen most people do it. You jump onto this beam, this little wooden beam.
Yep, right up against the fence.
Yeah. You can't jump from... Oh, you can actually from the very left. Didn't even know that. I thought you couldn't. But it's easier from a bit right because the hill is just
The hill's
a bit
a little
higher.
higher there, yep.
Yeah. Then what I usually do is I aim and jump slightly backwards and to the left to get onto this beam. This metal beam.
Okay.
And from here I jump up to there. If you fail this jump, you can easily just use these two wooden bars to get back onto this metal beam. And then you want to jump up here.
Yeah, you do have to get a little bit of a run in there when you start before you
Yeah.
jump. Like, just jumping from flat foot won't get you there. So,
Yeah,
just
I'm
something to
sprint
remember,
jumping
right?
there. Yeah. Then you want to make your way over here. Be careful, you could bonk your head here, or lose your sprint potentially if you bonk it weirdly. You can roll through here as well, just make sure you don't fall off. And then you want to hit... not load.
This is an odd jump, yeah.
Yeah, you want to hit like this little beam and with a sprint and then jump over to this platform. I will show a backup if this fails, but that is what you want to do. Actually, I don't know
Okay.
if I can do it from right up top here. Oh, she gave me a weird animation.
Yeah.
So yeah, Aloy can give you weird animations, just... I will show a backup, as I said, afterwards. But this is how it's supposed to look like.
Yeah,
Again,
you got to get that little touch, that little one right there. You just get it and then you jump
Exactly.
over. And so what happens if you try to jump before you do that?
you bonk your head and fall.
On the things?
basically.
Okay, yep, right on.
So let me show that quickly. You try to jump before, you just won't make it, basically. Or at least I've never made it. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, you
even...
can, but you can see
she
how she
even
hits her
stopped.
head right away, yeah. So, like, there's just nowhere to jump unless you drop that little bit and move forward. So it is important that you hit that little end spot.
Yeah, I'm actually not... Oh, you
you
can
can-
actually make it.
You can swing
if
out,
you,
yeah.
like, swing out and jump around.
Nice.
And what you want to do from here is jump into the arena. I will show that later. First, I will show the backup. If you fell down here, right, you didn't make this jump. Going back there, going back up, it's just a lot of work. Or if you
Yeah,
don't feel
backtracking
confident with
is...
this, if you don't feel confident with this jump at all, there is a pretty easy backup, and it's this route to the left. You just jump up. Like, I'm just holding forward and jumping up, basically, till you get here, and then you jump over. This ledge you can actually stay on. Like,
Oh, you can just
like-
walk across it, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, maybe not stand there, but you can easily get on there and get a footing to then jump further. So that's a pretty easy backup that I recommend you keep in mind if you fail the jump across. Or if your jump that you had planned down here... Is it here, actually? Oh, it's actually there.
You can just jump
if
right
that
through?
fails. Yeah.
Unreal. Okay.
Can I get back, is the question?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
Let me see. Where am I? Oh yeah, that's perfect.
It's not too bad, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things Aussie use. Oh, you're
That's not your
not
mount.
friendly.
You
You're
can't
not
just...
friendly.
You just can't get on top of that mount.
Oh, where are you going? You weren't supposed to take a bath.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Now we see mounts in their natural habitat. So yeah, let me quickly show you, if I can now get it, how it's basically supposed to look like if you just ride in.
Yeah. And so is taking the way that the first way you showed, is that actually the fastest way to do it? Or would one of those backups
not
be
sure.
like the one where you just jumped up and over? That seems so quick.
Yeah, I believe that is actually the fastest, but that's all. That is also very precise and
Yeah.
You could just do any of the versions, basically, I showed you, because
Okay, this is pretty quick,
like,
yeah.
this is quick as well, right?
Yep.
The only backtracking thing was the small jump backwards on the beam.
Yep, and you do that pretty quick with the aim and stuff like that, so not having Hunter's reflexes, that's really not much. You're still making kind of forward progress at that point, but like, and then the other way, you just run across and start making your way up. So I can see how they might just be a horse apiece at that point, right?
Yeah, it might be like 1 or 2 seconds difference. Yep. I believe the route is the slowest because you don't have forward movement while you're climbing up, and it's a few
it's
jumps.
Like 3 jumps, yep.
While this rubble down there is pretty quick.
That seemed pretty fast. Yeah, you could jump over that. So you got options, folks. Always options. Yeah. It's a nice thing.
So what you want to do when you get up here, you have your Stormslinger in hand, hopefully, and it should probably be reloaded, else you jump in, and it should be reloaded if you aimed there.
If you aimed for the jump, yeah.
Yeah, or if it's not, then if you did like Aussie's way down there, it should reload when jumping in at some point.
Right on.
Now, what you want to do is you want to jump in, and there's this guy that I'm aiming at right now, and you want to kill him with your Stormslinger while jumping in. This skips you having to go over there, and it skips the cutscene as well.
Well, you'll skip the cutscene,
that also messed up the auto split on PC for me once. So I'm not sure if I fixed that, but yeah, you want to kill this guy. And before you get teleported, you want to kill as many people as possible, and the Watchers are easy targets. There's one, and back there's one. This one should be going at you, and there's some more Eclipse guys. One actually nearly saw me. So try to get those. And after that, there's a few ground people. I don't know how many actually. I believe the 2 Watchers and then 3 Eclipse guys. I'm not sure about the number of the Eclipse guys.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Then there's the Deathbringer, obviously, and then there's 3 people shooting arrows at you. You want to clear out the ground as fast as possible and then shoot the guys who are shooting at you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's 1 on the left and 1 in the middle, 1 on the right, right?
Yeah, 1 is back there where that Watcher is, 1 is
directly
down
below
here
you, basically to the right.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Can I actually scan him? I don't see him.
Yeah, I think he doesn't go up there until the fight starts.
Yeah. And 1 is back there on that.
On the right side when you're...
thingy.
Yeah, you're going to be put down in front of the Deathbringer as well. So, like, you'll hop in, but then you'll be transported like you walked around the whole way. Yeah,
right
down
over there.
Yep.
Yeah. So again, we just jump in, we shoot our Stormslinger at that guy and potentially other guys that we can see and shoot. And then we get ported into the fight, and then we'll deal with the rest, basically. Yep. So yeah, we just jump over, aim to not get the hero's landing, fire that guy, fire this, fire the other people I can see. I kill the Watcher, for example. Then I fire that Watcher. And oh, I didn't even kill you. Okay. And now the 3 guys are left. Can I move my camera? I can move my camera.
Yeah, not very
but
far.
Not far enough.
Yeah, so you can see where that arrow's coming.
Yeah. So 1 guy is over here. 1 guy is over there. You can just barely make him out over my mouse.
Yeah, he likes to hide too, so.
Yeah. And then 1 guy is over to the left over there. You maybe saw his like question mark alert thingy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but he's a little bit around the corner.
Yeah. And these guys like to hide. Like, he has his barrels and this thingy, and he has some cover over there, and the last guy also has some cover. If they take cover, you can try to lob a bomb to get them, or you wait for them to come out.
Yeah, and try to move yourself up towards the Deathbringer to kind of give a better position, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. For the last guy over here, we even need to move in here so we can
go forward.
Shoot around this structure and rock. So I now pull out my arrows after I kill the last guys, and I shoot 1 guy and 2 guys.
I don't buy a game.
And then the last guy. And here is a difference. I know that Elk does not reset from save. I believe Fleur restarts from save, and I do reset from save as well. On PC, it's worth it to reset from save here, because we now need to loot a guy.
Okay.
And it is this officer. not the Deathbringer. Yeah, it's this officer. Because he has a focus. If you don't restart from save, this Deathbringer will be in the way. If you restart from save, you have to wait for the load on PS5 to actually restart, and then do one roll towards him. On PC, it's actually faster to restart from save because it's just that quick.
And it's load remove time anyway.
Yeah. So I will show you the reset from save. If it's not restarted from save, you will just go here and search the Eclipse officer and take his focus, or take all. You can do that as well.
Yeah, just take all.
Because you should have the inventory space. Take all, and then you will be put in a cutscene, and after the cutscene we will be on the same page again. So I reset from save. And you see he's right in front of me. So I roll forward once, I loot him, and I take whatever. I do take all. And there's the cutscene I was talking about. Those are basically lined up on... if you don't reset from save, you might have to roll around the Deathbringer. When you reset from save, it's gone.
Interesting.
So yeah, you loot this guy, and then you make your way towards this crack in the wall. And just do that and skip cutscene. Here you can already move during that white screen.
Yeah, you can be moving in.
But we have to be careful, because we want to drop down this elevator shaft. So if we are too quick, we will soft lock at the very top of Maker's End.
Yep.
We need to have this synthetic voice that was already playing in the background.
Yeah, it needs
saying,
to say
"Greetings, Dr. Sobek."
Dr. Sobek, yeah.
We need to have that playing before we drop. If we drop before, we will soft lock. That is very important. I made that mistake once. I believe everyone made that mistake once. Or probably everyone made that.
It's an easy one I can see to make when you're trying to go fast, you know? Like, you're just trying to get in, keep going, and like, you're not thinking about what dialogue's got to play. Like, we have
you're not thinking about waiting.
Right. And we have that same thing that happens in, like, Gemini in Forbidden West. Like, if you go through the room with the slaughter spine in it the first time, like, too fast, and you don't get a certain voice line, you'll get a soft lock. So, like, these things do happen in this game. There are checkpoints, so...
So yeah, wait for the voice line. Similar with Tirsa, where you can't go out, just that here no one is stopping you from dropping already. So yeah, I believe when dropping, let me actually see, like, drop down, reset from save, it should put you just back at the top. So if you realize, you're just back up here and can retry it. And yeah. See, the synthetic voice is playing, so I can just jump down, roll, usually, and aim at the bottom to not get a hero's landing, just in case. And now we want to go through these doors, just turn left twice, and then on the third one we want to go right through this, like, tunnel that collapsed, basically. And then it's another right. Don't go through the lit up door, but go towards the Deathbringer. And here is our first skip. I can actually move my camera here. Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be so helpful.
We want to get over here. Or here. It doesn't matter. We want to jump through one of these parts, basically.
We're looking for that ladder area over there, yeah.
Yeah. Can I see the ladder?
Not looking for the ladder, but going to the ladder area.
Yeah. And to do that, we use the Deathbringer. We jump up onto its plateau. We jump up the leg. You can stand somewhere over here. I don't know where exactly, but you can stand here. And then we want to jump up top and jump across, basically. That is what we want to do. And then there should be the ladder we want to climb. So jump, 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 and you should be up. It looks very easy. Just find where you can get the footing. I believe it's actually more over here to the left of the leg.
You
if you
come
stand
from the
like this.
inside, but like, yeah, it is. There you go.
Yeah, like this somewhat.
You kind of have to push into the leg a little bit.
Yeah,
like
I believe it's like this heat thing
Yeah, the little
sticking out.
Yeah, sticking out on the leg there. There you go. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and once you're up here, it's a sprint jump across. So again, through this gap and then onto the ladder, actually.
Oh, that one. Okay, to the right. Yeah, I thought the wall one was it. Yeah, they just want you to show it again.
There's a hole in the ground? I never realized, but there is a hole in the ground.
Was there. That's so funny. Well, we get to show it again.
Yeah. And if it doesn't work, just keep jumping at it, by the way. Just like, for me, I didn't get it first try, I just kept jumping at it and got it.
You'll get it eventually.
So yeah, then climb up the ladder
and... Most of your worries were, yeah.
I believe I never fell through that hole till now.
I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah, me neither. So apparently look out for the hole. And now, it is totally fine if you take the casual way with the handholds when you start out. There's actually no shame in that. Because the way down here I haven't incorporated in runs before, I believe, my last grind. Because I was just not consistent at one jump over there.
Yeah,
so
the last
totally
jump out at the end is pretty tough.
Yeah, it's totally fine taking the casual way, but I believe you can grab that handhold instead of this. But again, just get across and that's fine. And
yeah, and we can show you the different ways to do it too. So
yeah, you will get to that door up there basically. So you would grab this handhold and then just climb along like this. It's just holding your stick right, basically. And then up once at the end here.
Yeah.
And now you're at where we would end up with the other route as well.
Bang.
So the other route, it uses this balcony to skip all these handholds. And then from over there, you want to jump onto that little ledge there. That is the hardest jump of the skip. And from that little ledge, you attach to the ladder there.
Yep.
So you first jump into here, and then you roll in.
Yeah, you can get a little hitbox as long as you're holding forward there on the railing, and then you just roll in. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And then you make your way over here, again with rolls. Then, this is the hard jump that I personally still fail sometimes. You jump up, then you have to crouch through and sprint jump to get over there. I didn't get over there because I wasn't sprint jumping. So I am at the lower ledge, and this is basically a failed skip. I have to redo even the Deathbringer. Oh, overshot it.
Yeah, so you see why some folks don't do that. Because you got to do the whole thing over again, right? So
again, roll in here, then crouch, sprint jump out, and onto that little ledge, and grab onto the ladder.
And so I would assume, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like the faster you learn to go through that whole sequence there, the easier it's going to be. Any hesitation on that railing there before the jump is not going to do you any favors. Like,
yes,
yeah, like you really want to keep moving. I noticed even like Elk slides into the railing so that he's like right up against it, and then he just does a little bunny hop up, and then you see him like sprint out of it and jump. So like definitely keep moving. In some of these, like your momentum really matters. So,
and this one is one you want to practice. Like this jump over here is very hard. As you saw, I failed it. It is really, really hard. I just gotta say that.
Yep.
To get it consistent. Yeah. And because I couldn't get it consistent, really, I didn't do this jump very often. Sometimes Aloy attaches to the upper handhold, that's totally fine as well.
Yep.
You could try to drop down to this ledge and then jump over, but that is also risky because if you fall down, you lost time.
Yeah, and it's really not worth it, I don't think, at that point. If you get caught on that grab, just move to the right. Yeah. At that point, just take the second time loss or whatever instead of maybe falling back to the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, in conclusion for this room, if you want to go really fast, you drop down, you roll through, you get in here, you jump up, you get up the ladder, you jump up into this. Oh.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Okay,
And
see, I failed it because I wasn't crouching first, and then my way of doing it didn't end well, as you saw.
Really good first part though.
Yeah. So again, it is totally fine if you just grab the handholds. And if I grab the handholds by accident, I go for the handholds.
Yeah,
Because I am like, oh, okay,
we're here. We might as well
there's
just do
no
it.
way I'm dropping down and then getting in there and potentially losing time at the end. So
we got
if
it
you
there.
grab the handholds, just go around, and if you feel confident with that balcony skip, go for it.
Nice.
Alright, now there is some more climbing to do. And some more skips that I actually don't do because I'm not consistent at them. But I know them!
We're gonna do them. We're gonna show them to you.
Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
reason we're focusing on Maker's End today, by the way, folks. It'll be just this split for the most part. We'll go through all
Yeah.
the how to do, you know, the holograms at the top with the luck of the hunt, you know, integration and all that kind of stuff. But we're gonna
Not
show.
yet.
Well, I mean, we're not there yet.
At Gaia Prime
Yeah.
is
Oh, that's later.
luck of
You're
the
right.
hunt.
Those holograms. Sorry. Sorry. We're gonna go through the top. We'll show you the different. There's other dialogue things you do there, right? Like you do a climb or something. Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. But we'll also show you the different things here and like where you can bomb jump and where you can go around things and all that stuff. So there's a few coming up right here.
So yeah,
And
the
the
first one
elevator
actually is over here. This little pile of snow really looks like nothing, but with a good jump over here, you can get up there and then around there and onto that handhold. It's the skip I don't do. I just climb up there and then jump across, and we will merge again at that handhold basically. But this skip, it is finicky, especially over here. The last two jumps of it.
Yeah, the hitboxes are a little funny.
Yeah, and you really got to do it in motion because you can't stand there.
Yeah, they're slippery.
So I hope I can get my camera in position. So we want to jump. We want to go from here. We want to jump on the highest point of this snow pile, basically, and we want to jump into here, over here. If you are perfect, you land up here and just jump around again. It is easier to drop into this little area because then we want to, from this little area, we want to jump here. There is a small footing you can get from which we can jump further up to around here. And from here we can jump around that last beam and grab the handhold. These hitboxes are tiny and you might slip off to the left or the right. Oh, left or right. And if you slide back to the left, you have to jump around again. And to the right, you gotta jump up again. And yeah. It saves a few seconds. I believe less than 10 seconds, but more than 5 seconds.
Sure.
I'm not exactly sure on how many seconds it saves, but you basically want to sprint up here and get around like that. You might see like this beam and be like, oh, I can jump up there like from the ground. Nope. Nope, you can't. You actually need this little small hill. So,
yeah, so this is going to be one where you're really trying to control Aloy in the air, make sure you've got a sprint run, you know, for your jump and stuff, and move your camera as well.
And you already see me overshooting it, undershooting it, or whatever. So yeah.
There you go.
Then, again, we want to jump into this little corner here. And she might slide off there, as you saw.
Will she stay if you aim? Like with Hunter's Reflex or with the aiming on, like just her hitbox become a little better for that? A little bit better, but she's still going to fall off, I bet.
Yeah, still a bit slidey. As you see.
Oh, yeah, once you move a little bit, yeah.
So you can't stay at the very top of that. Yeah. But yeah, you don't want to aim anyways. You don't want to stay still anyways. You want to jump up here and then jump around.
Yeah, and that second one is the goofy one, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I had it, but then I jumped to the wrong side. But yeah, then you want to get a hitbox over there. I believe it's there. Like, I'm not exactly sure, and from there you want to jump to the handhold.
Yep.
And sometimes she won't magnetize to the handholds like she usually does. Oh,
There
it
we
is.
go. Nice work.
And then you want to hold a bit top right to avoid that other handhold there.
Yeah, there's one on the left there.
Else she might try to grab that as well. Just up should be fine as well, though.
I mean, when moving your camera and stuff, though, like, just, yeah, be aware that there's another handhold there she might try and climb up on.
Yeah. So... what it hopefully should look like, if I can get it first try. I could not. But you're getting over here. Probably just sprinting over here is fine, not rolling to... or like just do run roll and then align yourself with just running. Because you need to go a bit to the left here. And then jump around and jump up again, and...
that was well done.
that was actually perfect, because I got the first jump, from the first jump to the second jump immediately, without dropping down.
That looks difficult to control, having to swing your camera all the way around and stuff, like, which is why I say it's just easier to drop in and then redo the jump or whatever, so you're not losing too much time if you're pretty good at, you know, resetting yourself.
Exactly. And since this is actually... it is pretty damn fast, but the other way is not too far off either. So now I will show the other way, which is just rolling to the handholds, grabbing the first handhold, and from here on out just holding right, swinging your camera a bit, and then I like to sprint roll once and then jump over to grab the good handhold, and then we are already tied again. On
yeah, you're right on the same spot. Yep.
So this is not too slow either, and it's just a few seconds. So when starting out, I recommend just taking the handholds, just going through, taking the handholds. Like, this is not gonna win or lose you the run, basically. Not win you the run, maybe lose it if you like take 10 seconds per try and don't get it first try.
Yeah, and that's then kind of the thing. These are the kind of skips where it's like you're saving a couple of seconds, but it's only worth it if you're really practiced at it and you feel confident in getting it, you know? So like, this is only a couple more seconds going around. It's a pretty quick climb. So like, yeah, just work with it. However, whatever works for you guys.
Basically the same thing as the balcony on the Deathbringer. So yeah, and now we just climb further up. Just jump forward to grab the handhold, same here. And now begins the crazy part. It is totally fine if you keep going with the handholds. But now this crazy part actually has more benefits than a few seconds. It has... I believe the climb itself saves over 20. And with a few nice jumps, we save a bit more time on dialogue. I will show the route that I go, and one small variation that Alex does. Ozzy has a video on the channel that I linked in chat, and I might actually just link the video as well. Is this the video? Should be the video. This video.
It's pinned right now as well. Yep.
Yeah, the channel is pinned, but that's a video in chat. Where he shows off his way of getting up. If you are crazy enough to get all these bomb jumps, feel free to do it.
Yep, Aussie's bomb jumps are something.
Most runners, so Alk, me, I believe Kaita did it this way as well. Soft on %, Fleur. We do the route that I do with one small variation that Eric does compared to us others, which I believe is still the same time.
Cool.
From what he does to ours. Maybe it's a second or so faster, maybe it's a second slower. I have not timed it, but it's like very minimal. And I've done both ways, or I've done his way without ever actually having seen how he did it before, and it was also pretty easy. The same way as the other route is pretty easy. So we get our last checkpoint actually. So if you die now, you saw the small save circle. If you die now, or if you have to restart, you will get put back here.
Right here, yep.
So this is our start point. It's also nice because then you can practice it over and over again if you feel like that. So we start off with this little snow pile that we get up to get up there. So what I like to do is I like to jump up and then jump forward and then sprint jump forward to get onto this platform.
Yeah, there's always that little hop there, right, to the tip of that snow. Like you don't just want to like jump and like try to get up there. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. Get it. Yep, you got to be on that peak
you can even
bit.
You can sprint up that little tip, I guess.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't want to like that, she won't get up. But if she just gains that tiny bit of height and you hit your jump at the right time, it's still easier to just jump forward and then sprint jump
bunny
up.
hop. Yep.
Yeah. So now we want to get onto this beam.
The rebar.
This metal stick.
Metal stick. Yep.
In the video you saw Ozzy bomb jumped up here. I will not show that. So what we use for that is this little metal stuff sticking out. We actually need the height. And why is the lights flashing now? I don't like that. So I align myself with this and the end of that stick and then sprint and jump up. So this seemed a bit to the left right now. But like...
You want the end of it.
Yep. Yeah. And immediately jump again and a bit to the left. So you get up here.
Yeah, there's no hanging out there.
Yeah, this is the very first jump. Once you can even do it a bit different if you feel more like that. I'm not sure who. I think it was Kira who actually started behind here when I taught her, and she was able to get it like this somewhat. Just work out what works for you, and get a feel for it, and get up there basically.
Yeah, you just got to find the timing and the hitbox, and with enough practice, you can get up there.
Yeah. Again, this is probably a spot. Fuck that jump egg right now, probably. Thank you, Wolfie. Yeah, this is the very first jump of what we call Aussie route. So yeah, the very first hard jump of Aussie route. Get your own practice going for the whole of Aussie route. Now we want to jump over there. And for that it's just a sprint jump and jump over. Now we want to get onto this little rock. And this little rock is weird again. Because there's like an invisible wall sticking out from this other rock. So you gotta jump around it a bit. As you saw.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a turnaround there.
Yeah. So, just be careful with that when jumping around, because like this, I can't. Oh, I just pressed forward and got up. Nice. But you saw how I got pushed out. Yeah. You saw how I got pushed out. So
yeah, you still moved around it. Yeah, absolutely. So there is an invisible wall to your right. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe actually, yeah, you can see I can't move into here because of the invisible wall. So yeah, we continue on to the left. Ozzy does some weird stuff over here, I believe, as well to get
bomb
even
jump
more
to get
height.
up there. Yep. So he stays to the right there by the invisible wall and bomb jumps his way up. So
yeah,
and
so
that is
if you want
really
to do
tough.
that, if you want to do that, do it. But over here is the easier part. We want to make our way over here. We can jump this, we can sprint this, doesn't matter. I like my new black armor. But yeah, then we jump across over here. You can jump there. It's a bit faster, obviously, but a bit riskier. Just get onto this side and we jump around. And now we want to get across to this part of
the outer wall
structure of the outer wall. So we jump around these metal bars, these windows basically. Just get your footing, jump around to the next bar, get your footing, jump around, get your footing, jump around. So I like to fail this, but this time I didn't. Yay. This is not easy. If you fall down, you might be back in bounds basically and have to reset from save. Or some invisible walls might be a prison for you and you might have to reset from save. If you can get back, do that. If you're tucked in or boxed in, reset from save. Again, you will get back to the very start of this. So yeah, once we are here, we want to jump up. So be careful again, not to fall down.
Yeah, hitboxes are tricky here, so yeah, find your footings.
We want to go up this outer wall. This hitbox up here is also a bit tricky because you can, if you would move down, yeah, you can get stuck beneath it. And then you have to walk back a bit and then jump up again.
Yeah, so jump a little bit early, just a hair.
And probably sprint jumping helps as well. Just be careful with this, or be aware of this. Then we want to move onto this platform and want to jump onto the beam. This is tricky. You can easily overshoot it. If you undershoot it, it isn't that bad because you just land on this beam and you can reattempt this jump. Yeah. If you overshoot it, you will get set back to where we started our route because you probably die or can't recover from that position. So yeah, just jump out and use your aim to slow yourself when you are confident that you are up here.
Yeah, and really you want to jump like straight out until you're on it. You don't want to like try and turn right because it does rise up, right? So you want to jump out to get onto it down where it's a little bit lower. And that also gives you like a little more landing, like a runway almost. If you go forward, if you try to turn right, you're going to be headed off the side. And you know Aloy, she's going to take a step. Like if you don't let go of the left stick, she's going to take a step after she lands and she'll go right off the edge. So do be careful.
Yeah. Again, aiming helps with that as well. But yeah, be careful on this jump. This is tricky if you fail it.
Beautiful view though.
True. Most people will probably reset if they fail this jump and are at a higher level. If you can still reset from save and redo it. Again, this is very much practice heavy, this whole tower. So now we make our way up. I like to not move while turning my camera here because you can easily fall down. Be careful. Be really careful. We now want to go to the left of this beam that is striking through the middle there, and we can actually jump around there. Be careful not to fall down. And here is the difference that Alec does compared to other people. Alec does jump up there already, while me and other people go a bit further on this beam and then jump around. Again, this does not save a lot of time and is probably basically the same. So he jumps through here, I believe, somewhere.
To he
the
turns
left
and jumps up and through. Yep.
To the left and to the right, then.
Yeah.
Like that.
Interesting.
And
he makes it look so simple too, which is
he
weird,
jumps out and then
over here. There you go.
Yeah, not too hard. I'm not sure if there's any trickery with this, with maybe invisible walls, but it doesn't seem like it because here's our next point of where we merge, and the other route just took that beam a bit further, jumped out there, and rolled through that gap over here. So let me actually show that quickly.
Like I remember when you guys used to go this way,
and then roll through, and a bit weirdness on this jump out. There's like an invisible wall here, so you have to kind of jump around it a bit. Like,
oh, I see it. Yeah, you can see the way she moves.
Yeah, there I got stuck on it.
Right on.
So jump a bit to the right, and then turn left again.
If you go this way, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like right pretty there. Well.
Yeah, it's like right there as you jump off, so it's right away. Okay.
So yeah. Then we make our way here, and here is the bomb jump we do. I like to use this little crack in the snow.
Yeah, a little seam there.
Over here. To align myself. And I do bomb jumps with fully pulled back sling. Alec, I believe, just taps it. But yeah, bomb jumps. Basically, jump and release a bomb to get another boost.
So it is jump and then
also...
release, right? It's not like shoot,
Yeah.
you know, and then try to jump. So it's a backwards feeling, I'm sure, for most people.
Yeah. There's also a way to do it without bomb jumps. I personally have not done it. I personally have not gotten it. I believe it's starting basically here and then getting onto this little bit. I believe Ozzy shows it in the video I just linked.
And we'll have links to that in the YouTube as well, so on the description. So
yeah, so there's a way to do this without bomb jumps, but I've not done it, and I like the bomb jump actually. Again,
they're fun. I
like to line myself and then jump release basically, and once I released my bomb, I have to go a bit left because we want to land on. Hard to show things here because of not wanting to fall off. We want to land on that thing.
You still move with photo mode?
Alright, probably, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it stops letting you move when you get up here, but...
Oh, yeah.
So you're going to hop up and kind of move over to the left there, yeah.
Yeah, we want to land on that left thing and then continue on.
And you can see there, like, it's a little bit like lower than the parts on the right? So, like, you want to move over left just because that hitbox comes down a little bit, so...
So yeah, that was released too early, but again, it's just jump and release. And then move to the left.
That little push.
Yeah. This bomb jump is also easy to practice, because you can just drop down and you should have enough resources to craft infinite bombs nearly, or enough for you to practice. You get 3 bombs, and I have 900 of each resource, so yeah. I could do this all day without running out of resources, basically.
Captain Bomb Jump over here, everybody.
Yeah. Now, over here, there is an old route and a new route. The new route saves, I believe, a few seconds on the climb. And then Fleur timed it to be 8 seconds, I believe, on some dialogue. I will show that later in a full run-through of the other route. Again, but first I will show the Fleur skip. Oh, I should have prepared the clip. That made brewing rage. But for that we want to jump out here. Again, jumping out is hard again to not overshoot. You can easily do it with aim. If you want to do it faster, you don't aim, but aim is easier. And then we jump up a bit and then onto this platform over there. The only important thing is here is another invisible wall. It pushes you outward. So you want to have your stick pointed a bit inwards so you don't get pushed off the beam. So
okay.
That was too early of me.
I thought I had Weaver's thing loaded somewhere, but I don't. Okay.
I believe you saw pretty well that I got pushed outwards there while pointing inwards.
Yep.
And then we want to roll up here. And if you don't want to do this, there's a handholds. But we skip a dialogue with this and then can use that dialogue to skip another dialogue. But we want to jump onto this beam. So like run at it and jump onto it.
And there's another spot where you want to be careful with your aiming and running off the side, because again, you can fall here still. So
yeah. Then the easy way is to jump upwards and then jump onto this platform and then roll to the console over there to do the next stuff. But Fleur, I believe, lines himself up with this and then jumps over. Or maybe a bit earlier. I don't know exactly where Fleur lines up, but he does it like this.
Oh.
So yeah.
Okay.
From that beam, just jump over there or here and then go to the console. Or did I get a checkpoint over here? I believe I did.
I think you might have, yeah. We gotta go back.
A checkpoint. So as you saw, it's just one save back. And we are back at the bottom.
Yep, so we get to do the whole thing over again. Nice.
Exactly. So we get here, we bunny hop up top, we align ourselves with the, oh, that was jump too late. We jump up the beam, we turn the camera and jump over. Jumping up here. Jumping around. Being careful not to fall down there. Jumping a bit early on that one to get up. Jumping out. Turning around. Either doing Alex way of getting in there or jumping up and rolling through. Ooh, that was scary because she didn't jump. And gave me an animation. Bomb jump. Hey.
There we go.
And now we are back here. So what we do now is we jump to the left here and through this little crack.
Yeah, instead of turning around and going back up.
Exactly. Instead of going to that beam already. And now we go to this beam. So we go up a bit and then we jump out. This jump out is a bit weird.
Yeah, you can't get all the way on right away, yeah.
Yeah, you have to nudge yourself out and you can fall through this gap between the beams.
That tiny little gap? Seriously?
Yeah. Yes. You can fall through there. I did that. So.
Oh, good to know.
Be careful when getting onto this beam. And then we want to go up further. My camera was weird, but you can sprint up, you can jump up. Just be careful not to fall. And now we want to get onto this beam. Jump out.
The reason you're taking this way around is because there's some invisible walls you can't get in here.
Yes, yes.
So
we actually have to jump over one.
Yep.
So from here I camera. I see I can't move backwards anymore.
Yep.
Because of the invisible wall. So we have to jump around here on this little tiny ledge and then jump onto the beam. This part is tricky. I died on this a lot.
Yeah, this is another, like right at the end you gotta practice, so.
Yeah, so jump up here.
And you can tell these are a little bit thinner up here. These like beams that you're walking on, they are quite a bit thinner as you go up, so just keep an eye, you know, on where you are and stuff. You'll get it as you keep moving and you get a rhythm down, but yeah, be aware of which hitboxes are big, which are small, where you've got invisible walls, that kind of stuff, so.
Yeah. Now we want to move up a little bit. I know Fleur counts 2 jumps. I usually use the little things in the ground again. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3 basically, and I stop at 2. And now we want to jump at the console. Can I see it? Just barely. We want to jump at the console down there.
Yeah, there's right there next to where it says like field of view, view roll, that kind of stuff. Yep.
Over here.
Yep.
This console. Because then we get over the invisible wall and into... but by doing that, we might be too high for the ground and die of fall damage. So we want to aim at the console. A, we can immediately press interact, and B, we don't die.
Yeah, you don't want the fall damage here. Yep.
So yeah. So bit around and then there. You saw how I curved as well. I like to believe that helps with getting over the invisible wall, but that helps me personally align with
where the console is. Yeah.
With the console, yeah. And this skipped a dialogue line we would get when getting onto this platform, basically. Anywhere on this platform. And we use those skip dialogues, one skip dialogue with Fleur skip over there, or by avoiding the handholds over there, that I saw. And this voice line over here, and we use those to skip Aloy's monologues after the holograms.
Yeah, so there's a little bit of talking by Aloy in between each of the holograms up here where you get the lowdown-ish on what happened between Ted and Elizabeth. And then, just like we've showed in Forbidden West before, you can use dialogue to cancel dialogue. So if you can, if you know there's something and you know where to trigger it, you just need to kind of wait for one and then trigger the other. And it always goes to the second one and cuts off the first as completed, so...
Yeah, just like with your Grimhorn.
Yeah, the plow horn. Yeah, the igniter skip. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, where you get the there's a dialogue you have to sneak by in Forbidden West, and it's a lot like this, where you're just waiting and not trying to trigger it, and then you use it at the exact right time or whatever. So that one's a little more tricky not to trigger than just going a different route. But yeah, we only have one way in, so we have to cut it short. But here, like Scar showed, here you've got a couple options, as long as you don't use those handholds over there, which we'll use later to cut off some dialogue. You'll be able to do this. So
Yeah.
either way that he showed getting up here will work for you.
Yeah. So I guess let's just get into the hologram. The first one will spawn about here on that little rock there. So I just activate the console, go over here and aim my focus at that.
Oh yes, I believe I do.
And it should spawn. Oh, a bit more to the right. Good night, Wolfie.
Elizabeth, good to
So yeah, these two will talk now, and this time you're basically free to do anything as long as you don't step over this line. Like, I like to craft ammo here if I'm not full. Like here I would probably craft bombs and Stormslinger and just one at a time arrows to be sure.
lunch brought in.
Prepare everything. Like, next rep I need is my Stormslinger, so I would load up my Stormslinger. And then you can either do it off during any hologram, but this actually counts as outside. The very front of this tower counts as outside, so you can call a mount
Peacekeepers, yes, those.
and get a mount up here. I like to do that after the last hologram to set it up there.
Not responding.
And something else you can do, you can hide.
Yeah, there's no hitbox here
It's worse than
for the pillar, so you can walk right inside of it.
Yeah, like
It's like that on console as well.
yeah. Oh, and the first hologram is nearing its end, so Aloy will soon talk, and we will use the first bit of dialogue that we skipped to cut off a different dialogue. So Elizabeth says alone. I'm gonna align myself with like this edge,
All right,
roll out,
made it.
and this makes the second hologram spawn faster.
Ah, interesting.
So she said like, Ted Farrow, blah blah blah. Ted Farrow and Elizabeth Sobeck met you, whatever. And we just cut it off with, alright, made it, even though we were up here already.
Yeah.
So this second hologram spawns over here as well, so you can just aim at it. Usually I am on this side, but my mount was here, so I didn't want to get blocked. So I went to the other side. And during the second hologram, we jump down here.
Peacekeepers.
This is the part you can do if you didn't do the jump at the top. And if you did flare route, flare skip, so over here only, you got the one dialogue with alright, made it. So you can't skip the first part of the dialogue. And the second one is longer, so it's optimal to skip this. You wait
I see.
about here, about at this line where the wall is cut off. Just away from the handholds.
We're talking extinction, everyone. He's well aware.
And his piss keepers.
Mm.
So here she's gonna say, I'm gonna hold you to that. And after that, this hologram is done. And Aloy will start her next dialogue. Or monologue, rather. And then
Eventually.
we will just roll into this and she will say, away up. And during this, the next hologram or next data point can already spawn. And you can actually either reset from save to get put up top again. You can, or you just scan it from below. I like to scan it from below by rolling out here and then aiming. Eric does it from right between here and like this, I believe. I'm not sure from where exactly he does it or where he aims at. But I just roll out here and aim roughly there. It will spawn and I can adjust my aim quickly.
Ah.
It's sometimes hard to see because everything here is purple and glowing, but you will recognize it.
I never actually noticed that he had scanned it before he climbed up.
not.
Liz, I cannot.
I mean, yeah, you don't really see it.
Right, it's so quick. Yeah, if you know where it is, you just get it. But I never really paid that attention to that. That's crazy.
So what I usually do during the third hologram, as I said, usually now I call my mount instead of before. I place it here at the very start and place myself in front of the store. This is where silence will spawn after the last hologram. Important. Don't spam triangle. You will get put into the dialogue immediately. Don't spam triangle. Because there is a short time before the door opens and before you are in the dialogue with silence,
Jesus, Liz.
where you can rappel down. You don't want to rappel down.
Mm-hmm.
You want to stay up top because there's your mount, there's silence. Just stand in front of the door and you will get put into the dialogue immediately.
From here on out, you get to do what you've always been good at.
And I believe
Footing the bill while others get their
that's the only dialogue selection we have for this whole split. Because
Yeah.
we are nearing the end.
Yeah, we're very much.
The
near
God
the
Forgive Me is the last part of tab. So you see the rappel down and now I'm in the dialogue.
doesn't add up. So
This dialogue has two selections that are pretty quick after each other. So this is the first one, and you want to go with the brain, you want to go with left, or I see your point. And after that, you want to go bottom left to get out of the dialogue. I'm done with you. And after that, you can hold right to get closer to your mount already. So like this,
Yeah, so
select
just-
and hold right. Get to your mount and climb onto it.
and your manners had better be improved.
And this is pretty lenient for the fast travel, by the way. If you are like
Well,
this,
Yeah, as soon
and
as
at the
you
very
really.
start, I'm not even on my mount yet. After pressing start, once you start getting on your mount, you can already fast travel, and it counts as being on your mount.
Yep.
Don will be
So get on your mount and fast travel.
So you gotta
And-
go all the way down to floor 0.
Yeah. On console, I believe you can just hold. On PC, I don't have this luxury. I have to tap, and then I'm at the bottom. And then we want to fast travel all the way back. I like to use this ruin as my point of reference. You could use hunting ground, or you say, hey, from the gates is the very first campfire that is a bit further out. Or you use the quest marker or the tonic, whatever. It's this campfire we want to get to.
Right.
And on this fast travel is the split. And actually, I would say the conclusion of this episode, because we've done Maker's End.
Yeah. And it took us like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I said Maker's End is probably one whole episode in itself.
Yeah, you weren't kidding. Well, thanks, Scar. It's pretty good. So yeah, and of course, like, we didn't show you everything you can do in Maker's End. Go check out,
there's so much.
the channel that we linked you over to Aussie's routes, that, the different things that he does, or did.
Especially, I guess, the video I posted afterwards in the Twitch chat. I sent it to you as well if you would.
Yeah, and like I
put
said,
that in
we'll,
the video description.
yeah, we'll link those in the video description so you guys can see that stuff. It's Aussie's dumpster, basically. And he has put a whole bunch of videos up over the years of things that he did in the run. So we still use that stuff. People who want to go fast. If you do want to do those things, be prepared to be frustrated. They are difficult. I've seen more than my fair share of runs die to people trying to do them, and I wouldn't wish it on some of my worst enemies. So have fun with that. But thanks, Scar. I really appreciate you walking us through this, as always. Hope the setup and everything worked for everybody today. I am working out of 2 OBSs and all kinds of stuff here to bring this to you today. So hopefully we've got a good setup, and we can keep bringing this in sync tutorial to you. We are working on some other stuff as well. Just a few kind of end of show announcements here. We'll be looking at doing Burning Shores after this. We'll show you guys how to set up the load removers and stuff like that as well. So we've got a lot of little things coming, a lot of big things coming. So keep hanging out. But we're gonna finish this New Game Plus story series as well. Scar will get us to the end of the run, but we are what about 40 minutes or so into the run right now, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little under halfway.
I believe
so.
I believe I'm at like 37 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna
plus
say,
run 37, 38 minutes
Mm-hmm.
of 1 hour and 36 minutes. So
Yep. Yeah, so you're getting there.
About what is that?
That's like
More than
between a third and 40%, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we head to the Nora lands and the War Chief quest next. So we'll get through probably the entirety of the Nora section next time, and
so
continue on from there.
Look out for next is War Chief's Trail, and hopefully Camps and Ring of Metal. It might be longer, it might be shorter.
It depends
than today,
on
because it's a lot of fighting, and fighting usually is, hey, this is how I start, and then I improvise depending on movement of the enemies.
Yeah, improvisation is definitely a thing for Ring of Metal, that's for sure.
Don't get me started.
We'll get you started next week. All
yeah,
right.
I will be frustrated at Ring of Metal.
Indeed.
Because it's the worst split in the game for Fleur and for me and for others as well, I believe.
Right on. All right. Well,